Well, welcome. It's an exciting morning to be here for this groundbreaking ceremony. I was thinking on the way here that Patton's chaplain cleared the weather for his operation, and so we cleared the weather for this one. This is about as good a day as we've had all summer, and it is great to have you here. In fact, originally we had planned to have a tent out here for the heat, but we saved a little money on those. It's great to welcome you to the groundbreaking ceremony for our new Allied Health Center, and we have some people who are going to explain more about the project, but I do want to have the unenviable task of trying to look at this crowd of distinguished people and introducing anybody without introducing everybody. But as a group, first of all, I'd like for our Board of Trustees to raise their hands wherever you are. Thank you for your support in being here. The Board of Trustees are tireless advocates of RCC, and the progress we make because of their leadership, and I'm very grateful to each of you. I also want to recognize our RCC Foundation Board as a group. Would you raise your hands? Our Foundation Board works very hard in dealing with our resources to try to help students be able to go to college and help make the college as great as it can be. And what a great job they do, and I'm grateful for our Foundation Board of Directors. Also want to recognize our elected officials. If you're an elected official, whether school board, state office, county office, whatever, raise your hands, please. A great number of elected officials, and we know that without the support of our elected officials, we couldn't do much. And we are the community's college, and we are so pleased to have our elected officials here. I also want to introduce the people here in the front seats so that you'll know all who will be speaking in a moment. RCC Chair of the Board of Trustees, Mac Sherrill. Raise your hand, Mac. Thank you. David Allen, Chair of the Randolph County Board of Commissioners. Adam Carruthers from Little Architects. Robert Hall from Clancy and Thays Construction Company. Daffy Garris, Vice President for Administrative Services at RCC. And Suzanne Rohrbaugh, Vice President for Instructional Services. Now, it may seem like, with this being a groundbreaking, that this is the first step in this project. Actually, we've been stepping along pretty steady for over a year. That brought us to this point. And there are a lot of people who have worked tirelessly to get us to the starting point. And I want to recognize some of the people who have worked on this project so far. Under the direction of Vice President Suzanne Rohrbaugh, we have the Health Sciences faculty, led by Division Chair for Health Sciences, Tina Dixon. Would all the Health Sciences faculty raise your hands? They're right over here. Thank you. And the Dean of Curriculum Programs, Melinda Udy. Melinda is here somewhere. Under the direction of Vice President Daffy Garris, our facilities team, led by Director of Facility Operations, Cindy Goodwin. Would the facilities team raise their hands? They're back here and helped park you this morning, and they have worked very diligently on this project thus far. Our Information Technology Services team, led by Director of Information Technology Services, Tara Williams. Would our IT people raise their hands? Thank you. They have worked very hard on this project. Under the direction of Vice President Albert Lassiter, our EMS program, managed by Coordinator and Instructor of Emergency Medical Services, Kim Jeffries. Would the EMS people raise their hands? Right back here in the back. Thank you. And the Director of Public Safety Programs, Regina Brewer. Thank you, Regina. I want to recognize our community partners who have helped with the design and the programming. This includes, in large part, a lot of people from the medical community. If you're here from the medical community, would you please raise your hands? Right back here. Thank you so much for your input into the design and the function of this facility. And I certainly am excited to introduce to you some of our students from our allied health programs who are here with us today. You can see them in uniform over here. Raise your hands, students. These are students who are going to be, yes, let's thank them. We're excited about this, and I know you are too, and we're excited about your careers that you're preparing for. I have a little more to say just at the end, but I don't want to say much about the project right now because you're going to hear more about that from some of the people who are deeply involved in it. But at this point, for welcome, let me introduce our board chair, Mr. Max Sherrill.
Thank you, Dr. Shackford. Good morning, and thank you for getting up early and coming to this. We certainly appreciate it. I'd like to thank a number of people. First of all, our county commissioners, Randolph Health, RCC Foundation, the North Carolina bond folks, and the citizens that supported the bond. Dr. Shackford and his staff here at RCC have worked diligently and very hard. And to the dedicated Board of Trustees, we say thank you, and especially to all the students, because this is what it's all about. We thank you for being here, and this is certainly a red letter day in RCC's history, and we'll move forward. Thank you very much.
Some of you may not realize exactly how community colleges are funded. About 85% of our budget comes from the state, and see Representative McNeil here, one of the legislators who helps determine our state funding. And that funding covers operations. That's salaries, equipment, supplies, all of the things that makes the college work from day to day. But when the community college system was set up, it was set up so that the community doesn't just get given a college by the state. The community has to have some skin in the game too. And so the community is responsible for the facilities. The state funds the operations, the salaries, the programs. The community, and by community, that means the county commissioners. That means the taxpayers of the community. If you want a college, the community puts something in, the state puts something in. So what I'm saying is that every building you see, all of our facilities, renovations, building, construction, programs, utilities, housekeeping, groundskeeping, vehicles, anything to do with the facilities part of it has to be funded by the state. Everything you see on this campus is because a board of commissioners said we want to empower RCC to put our people to work and train our people for employment. And so I'm telling you, without the county commissioner's support, we would be a boat without a paddle. And so I am just very grateful for our county commissioners. We work very closely with them. Every one of them are great supporters of RCC. With the commissioners, raise your hand in just a moment. And there's only one who could not be here, and I got a phone call from him yesterday and saying that he had to be out of town, and expressed his, Kenny Kidd expressed his great regret that he couldn't be here today. But at this time, it's an honor to introduce a great friend and supporter and leader in our community, Chairman David Allen.
I believe if we give everybody a shovel and a pair of gloves, we can have this thing built in a couple of weeks based on the number of people we got here. I would like to thank you for allowing me to be here, Dr. Shackford. I have just 4 brief things I'd like to really bring forward, and a couple of them are personal and a couple of them from the perspective of the county commissioners. I was attending my home church for homecoming a couple of weeks ago, and Dr. Shackford, you spoke in there. My mom says hey. I got to sit there before the service and said, these people have gotten old, the people I grew up with. And I turned to my wife and I said that. She said, well, you've got old too. So what that kind of struck me is that our population is aging, and we have a lot of folks that are going to need this type of health care. We're living longer. The technology is getting better. I'll talk about that a little bit more. But the jobs are going to be created by this facility and educating these students. They're going to have a job, and they're going to be needed. Secondly, is the technology. I had a kidney stone several months ago now. I've been going to urologist, and the first thing you get when you go to urologist, they hand you a cup after they get your insurance information. And I learned after the first couple of visits that they don't want you drinking out of that cup. So, but I had gone in just for a checkup, but I had evidently I thought they had found something in that specimen. So, lady comes in and she says, "We need to do an ultrasound on you." And I thought, well, that's not good because I know I'm not pregnant, so I hope there's nothing else going on. But she takes me back to the area there, and there's 4 or 5 rooms. And I guess the point is the technology that it continues to advance. We need to have people trained on this technology, not only as it's advancing, but also it's proliferating into the various communities. This was just a doctor's office, and they had all this technology there that would not have been there maybe several years ago. Then from a county perspective, this can be an economic development driver. These will be good paying jobs for folks that come through this program. And one of the things I saw Walter Sprouse here, one of the things is that people are looking for, and business owners are looking for, when they retain their business here or relocate here, is they're looking for quality of life and good health care. And again, that's going to be an opportunity for us to continue our recruitment of those industries, because that's as a working for an employer, that's what they're looking for. That's very important, the quality of life. And then lastly, I haven't seen Hal Johnson here this morning, but he's always preaching about the strategic plan. In 2016, the commissioners adopted a strategic plan, and it's made up of 3 things: health, safety, and well-being. And of course, health goes without being said, but that's a very important part of the county. It spreads throughout all the parts of the county, the needs of the county. So we're excited as the commissioners on behalf of Hope and Maxton here today. We're very appreciative of the opportunity that we're able to help out in this project, and we appreciate Dr. Schaff for what you and your staff do out here for us and the county. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And when I'm talking about community partners and people who help us do our job, another great partner we have at the community college is the community college system in Raleigh that provides a lot of technical and financial support to the community colleges. And I do want to point out Dr. Stuart Fountain, who was a retired member of the State Board of Community Colleges and served with them for a number of years, including vice chair. Dr. Fountain, thank you for being here this morning. This time I'll introduce both Daffy Garris and Suzanne Rohrbaugh. They are 2 vice presidents. One, Daffy is over administrative services, which is budget and facilities and all those kind of things. And Suzanne is our vice president over instruction. She's over faculty and programs and all of that. And both of these have a very, very important role to play in both the construction, the design, and the use of this facility. So at this time, we'll have some remarks first from Vice President Daffy Garris, and then when she finishes, Vice President Suzanne Rohrbaugh.
Good morning. As mentioned already, we want to welcome you to the future site of Randolph Community College's Allied Health Center. This is a very exciting day. It's a long-awaited day for RCC, the Board of Trustees, and the County Commissioners. And I want to tell you, this really began, now you're going to be a little shocked, but this began back in the very beginning, 2014. I remember early in 14, Dr. Shackelford called Cindy Goodwin, the Director of Facilities, and I into his office, and he cast a vision. And I remember that day because he described this state-of-the-art facility. And it encompassed all of our healthcare programs where they would have integration and be able to train together. And I remember distinctly that he told me it would have a simulated hospital. Now, with all the input we've had throughout the community, that's grown to a simulated healthcare community. But that was a special time, and I remember thinking, wow, I can see that. It was going to be an L-shaped building, if you'll remember. We could see it. And I love working for a man that can cast a vision. And then, of course, I did have one thing to say. Cindy and I were talking about this, and I said, sir, where might we get the money? However, in April of that year, we started the advanced planning. It was put on the capital projects list for the county commissioners, and we all started dreaming. In July of 2016, the RCC Board of Trustees made it an official approved project. So this has been a long road and a good one. It's been fun. I'm very pleased to announce the architects for this project, Little Diversified, and they are a highly qualified design team. We're glad they're our partners. Located in Charlotte, this team has a full complement of architectural and engineering services. Having recently completed similar and significant projects, Little has worked with universities and community colleges. They bring an expertise in health science education design that shaped the strategy for this facility. They're very proud, and so are we, that they've helped us meet the key goals set forth by our visioning team of creating a building that reflects the commitments of the college to sustainability and visibly promoting health and wellness by design. With their help, this will be Randolph Community College's second LEED Gold certified building. And we have today with us, and if Shannon Rydell will raise his hand, he's our studio principal. Thank you, Shannon. And Adam Carruthers up front is our project architect, and I can't let the day go without mentioning Ronald Johnson, whom I feel like I've been talking to about every day for well over a year. He is our project manager and could not be here today. So I want to thank the architects for being here. And recently we awarded the general contract to Clancy & Thays. Clancy & Thays is a 69-year-old privately owned commercial general contractor based in Raleigh, and they have offices all across the Southeast. They're the 19th largest privately held company in North Carolina and the 39th largest contractor in the Southeast. Clancy & Thays, of course, has performed many projects in multiple sectors, including K-12 and higher ed. In addition to numerous projects with public and private universities, I'm happy to say, they've also successfully completed projects at multiple North Carolina community colleges. And so we thank them for being here also. And let me introduce them. Robert Hall, which is our vice president up front. David Converse is, I believe, in the back, towards the back. He's our project manager, and Randy Murphy, our project superintendent. Thank you. I'm also excited to tell you we just signed our notice to proceed, and construction starts on Monday, so that's exciting. The last thing I'd like to tell you is I want to thank, as Dr. Shackelford said, the administrative services team, and also the hard work that has already been put forth in this project with Suzanne Rohrbaugh and Albert Lassiter and their team of experts in the healthcare field. And we've had amazing collaboration in this design phase. Countless hours have already been committed to Dr. Shackelford's vision for Randolph Community College and Randolph County citizens. And I'm happy to end with, indeed, he found the money.
Well, it's my turn now to welcome you and say what a glorious day. We could not have planned this any better. But a great day to celebrate, not only for Randolph County, but as I look across the sea of our students here, this is truly what it's all about. This new building will truly enhance the teaching and learning for our health science students. It will allow our students to experience their learning in a very state-of-the-art, student-centered, and a very simulated healthcare community. It is true that Dr. Shackelford truly can create a vision, and with Daffy and Cindy and Tara and the team that we have around this project, our architects, our contractors, it's truly going to be a life-changing experience, not only for our students, but our faculty and staff and our healthcare community here. As you all know, there is such a shortage in healthcare workers these days, and we truly take it as our responsibility to train that next generation of being prepared for the workforce. Now, you might wonder, what's the benefit of a simulated healthcare community? I want to take just a minute to describe to you maybe a day in the life of what truly can happen in this type of environment. We'll start with our EMS students. They will actually be able to pick that patient up, attend to that patient in an apartment setting, in a true apartment setting, and then be able to transport that patient to the hospital. And at that point, then that transitions over to the hospital community. And then from there, our students will actually get to transition from the hospital environment then to the ambulatory setting. So we've taken that patient from home to hospital to the doctor's office and then back home. Each of our students, each of the programs that we have here will be able to experience that. And what that means is they can make mistakes in a very safe environment, which Angie, we're all thankful for, that it would not happen in the real life setting. The benefit of that is you can stop a student in a scenario when they have either made that mistake or about to make that mistake. You can take that corrective action then, so that the student can learn from that experience and then move forward with that. We have expert faculty. I do want to reiterate what Daffy and Dr. Shackelford have both said. There has been a lot of hard work put into this project prior to today. I want to thank Tina Dixon and the faculty and the staff of the Health Sciences Division. They have tirelessly put their heart and soul into this to create an environment that our students can truly succeed in. So thank you for that. Lastly, I do want to say that as this project moves forward and we do have the opportunity to create an opportunity for our students, it will truly change the lives of the people of Randolph County. So thank you for that. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for those different perspectives. I think you can see that projects like this don't just happen. It happens when a lot of people get together and put their best efforts into it and make good things happen for our community. And the commissioners know that this is not just an elaborate expenditure on a building down at RCC. This is an investment in the economic and workforce development of Randolph County. There are going to be a lot of people who can come here and gain the training they need to find great careers right here at home. And so for that opportunity, we're very grateful. Daffy was talking about the money, and we were fortunate to get the bond referendum from the state. We're fortunate with the support of our commissioners. Our development office at RCC is also working to provide plenty of naming opportunities at this building. If you want to leave a legacy, small or large, there are some naming opportunities, whether it's a lab, an office, a foyer, a building, whatever. In fact, my friend Billy Harden, where'd you go, Billy? Billy Harden here from Liberty came up a few minutes ago and said, I came to RCC this morning. Is this where you come to get a doctorate? And I said, brother, you write me a check for this building. I'll call you Dr. Harden the rest of your life. And so, in all seriousness, there are many naming opportunities. You can be a part of this. You can have your name in this building in some significant way, either in a smaller or larger way, whatever you're able and willing to do. That's one of the ways that we're helping to fund and to buy equipment and that kind of thing. So if you have an interest, and it's not like you have to write us a check today, you have a period of years over which you can make a payment to, or even putting us in your will. We will take your word for it. You know you're going to die someday. So any way that you can, any way you want to be a part of this, I'm going to sit down and look at it myself and see, well, which part do I want to sponsor, and I hope that some of you will be able to do the same. This project will take a little over a year. It'll be probably sometime in the fall of next year, we hope. Early 2020 at the latest, but we hope that in the fall of next year we'll be out here to have a ribbon cutting, and hope you can plan to come back for that. And we will start classes. We plan to start classes, if all goes well, in the spring of 2020. That's a year from this coming January. So the project will be going on for a little over a year. We'll have our ribbon cutting, another great celebration, and then start the classes in 2020. Again, I want to thank you for being here. At this time, I want to ask our guests here at the front to come on up, and let's get on our hard hats and break some dirt.